This disc will self-destruct.
Woo! Woo! The rise, yeah. This is the story of my glory. When it's my time to grind, my time to shine, our time to rise. I made this song for all the haters and fronters. The story of the rise, bruh, this is the come up. It's been a long time coming and we made it this far. We had to fight for something, finally in charge of the nation we created many years ago.
I'm trying to be more active on the social medias.
Why?
Running numbers up, with the way the music and stuff going now, after we just dropped Pray for My City on World Star, and the label, because I don't know if you know, but I'm signed to a label now.
In reading your Facebook post,
Yeah.
I kind of gathered that, but I figured I'd wait till now to ask you. Tell me about that.
I signed to Firehouse ENT last year. I don't remember the exact month, I'm gonna be honest. I think it was like April, May.
Firehouse.
Firehouse Entertainment. It's a local
label?
Yeah, local independent label.
I think he's all good. Is he on Glenwood?
I don't think so. Glenwood? No.
Firehouse. Maybe I got the wrong.
Yeah, no. I ain't know Glenwood.
We've been in the studio before.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while.
Yeah, but with the way the music and stuff is going now, it's like we got to make sure our social media numbers is up. And it's going up, you know what I mean? Because, let's be honest, without fans, you have no artists. So, I spent a lot of time on Facebook. Just the other day, I deactivated my Facebook. I'm going to reactivate it again. A lot of people asking me, why you deactivated, blah, blah, blah. But I was spending way too much time on Facebook. And not enough time on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, And it sucks, because you want to balance all that out because you want your numbers to be even.
Well, the president spends most of his time on Twitter.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
he probably doesn't get as much Facebook time.
Yeah, it sucks, but at the same time, as an artist, I know it's people who only be on Facebook, but then there's also people who only be on Twitter, who only be on Instagram. Those people I would never get to if I'm always on Facebook. Right. And as an artist or any brand, you want to build that brand to get to as many people as possible. So I didn't really quit Facebook like a lot of people saying. I put it on timeout for a little while, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I put it on timeout to build on my other networks, because my other networks, I wasn't really getting that much traffic.
Trying to force you to expand your
and that was the problem with me, because I would deactivate the Facebook app, and I'd just be sitting there like, okay, I'm going to go on Twitter today. And then, I would find some type of way to go back on Facebook, and next thing you know, I'm just scrolling. Then I don't waste an hour and a half of not even promoting, I'm just scrolling. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I got to deactivate, I got to delete the app, I just can't see it. So that when I do look on my phone now, first thing pop up is Snapchat or, Instagram. So now it's like, okay, Snapchat popped up. Hey, Snap, what's up? By the way, we is doing the interview. See it once again. So, it give me time to just do it without thinking of it.
All right. Well, for those that are new to the game or new to the city or just new, because that's the only way that you wouldn't know who this is from talking to. This is T-Ferg, formerly of them Dynasty Boys.
Yeah, T-Ferg. I was at one point I was 1/3 of them Dynasty Boys. Then I branched off and did the whole KPL movement. Got a clothing line coming soon.
What's KPL?
Keep Pushing Lifestyle. It was KPR at first, but then I realized Def Jam Records, Interscope, everybody had records at the end of it. So I didn't want to be called Keep Pushing Records. I wanted to say, you know what? And then it makes sense, though, because if you honestly think about it, everything we do, even me and my engineer, we was just talking about this before you came. Today is Saturday night. We not out clubbing. I mean, we wanted to drink, so we went and got some, but we still working. Okay. So everything we do it's part of our lifestyle. Keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing till we make it. So it just fit perfect. KP Lifestyle, KPL.
Who's your engineer? Introduce.
That's my engineer, T-Man.
How's it going?
Producer. He's actually even my mentor, to be quite honest with you, because I wouldn't even be where I'm at if it wasn't for this man showing me everything I know. Everything from writing rhymes to making beats to mixing and mastering. All of that. No lie. I used to sit up, literally. I used to sit with this man with a notebook, and I used to ask him, what does that button do? oh, that's the EQ, it does this. I will write notes. You know what I'm saying? It really just copies notes. But
So where you learn? Well, that's where you're supposed to learn. Have you learned?
I learned a lot. I'm actually in a position now where if I wanted to, I could make my own beat. I could write my own song to that beat. I can mix it. Not as good as he can, but I can mix it. I can master it. I can even put it out because he taught me the business side too. iTunes, publishing, all of that.
What's the importance of making your own beat versus
The importance of
buying
making
one
your own,
offline?
it all depends. I mean, like, you know, when you make your own beat, for one, you know as an artist, you know what sound you're looking for. So, you know, if I want to make a dance record, it might be harder to go find a dance record because you can't read my mind. So you don't know what's in it. You know, you don't know what I'm looking for, what sounds I want. But if I'm making a beat, I know exactly what sounds to go get and put it together to make that record, you know. But then on the flip side, when you go online, you know, certain beats you may find online allows you to network with that other producer. And that producer may know somebody that you need to know to get to that next step.
Is it possible also that producer is selling you a song he's done sold to 5 other people?
It could be, unless you buy the exclusives, because if you buy the exclusive, them 5 other people don't even matter because they could put it out and it's like, yeah, you bought this beat 2 years ago, but because I bought the exclusives to it, because I know a little more about the business, now I could send you a deceased letter. Yay, I don't want you making money off this record no more. I own it. And now you have to, because if you don't, then all right, I see you in court, not a problem. Keep making your money and I'm going to get a percentage off it because now I own it. You know what I'm saying? But if I lease it, then yeah, that's where it comes into. But like I tell a lot of artists, it's okay to lease beats off the internet if you're using it for exposure reasons. You know, you're trying to gain fans and, you know, you want to lease it because it is unprofessional to have a tag all the way through it. Lease this beat today for $9.99 all the way through your song, you know. It sucks. But at the same time, a lot of artists don't have the $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, maybe even $5,000, depending on the producer, to buy the exclusive. Because a lot of producers, you got some who will work with you though. Some of them be like, yo, you know what? I'm not gonna charge you up front, but I want my money on the back end. Give me this amount of royalties instead of this.
I have to disagree, not with you, but with them guys calling themselves producers. They're composers, in my estimation. Producer works with, you know, not only can make the music, but also is applying it to something that's actually producing something. Not just, you know, someone that just makes the music and makes the programs the drum machine, which I used to do.
Yeah.
Is not a producer until you start producing it. You're just a composer.
Yeah.
So them calling themselves producers is kind of
yeah. See, and the other term
bogus to me, but
That's the truth.
yeah, the other term they use for that nowadays is beat makers. Where it's like, you're a beat maker.
But that's actually close to what they actually are, beat maker versus.
Yeah, you're a beat maker.
calling
Like a
themselves
producer is the guy that be like, you know what, this sound dope. Let me go get that drum in here. He gets everything
and
together.
He takes your lyrics and marries them with the music.
Yeah,
and then works it towards your project. That's what a producer does.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody just makes the beat, don't have nothing to do with the rest of it.
Exactly. But if you a guy walking blindly into this music industry, to you, a producer is just the guy behind the beats. You don't really look too technical
or
into
whoever
it.
calls themselves.
Yeah, you don't really
sitting in that chair. They say they're a producer.
Yeah,
If you don't know, you won't know.
Exactly.
Right.
And we know that because we more deep into it. But if you're dealing with Joe Schmo or, I don't know, Kelsey or whoever who really don't know about music, they just know the very little of it. To them, a producer is like you said, it's the guy behind the beat. They're not looking like, oh, he's not a producer, he's a beat maker. To be quite honest with you, most people that's not really artists or into the technical field of the music don't really care. They just want a good tune, especially nowadays. They're not even looking at who's the producer, who's the beat maker. They're like, yo, that's hot what you did. I like it.
Now what makes me want to make the distinction is because when you think when someone tells you they're a producer, in your head you somehow picture them connecting you into the business.
Yeah.
In some way. Doing something that's going to actually get you into the business.
Yeah.
So to say that you're a producer and you're not doing anything business-wise it's kind of deceptive and
exactly. Yeah, but
and not true to the what the definition of it is.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, and with that, it's like, for instance, for me, I'm an artist. So it would be, how can I say, it would be, for lack of a better word, it would be, I don't even know, but it for me as an artist, it would be one of them situations where I would have to find a producer versus a beat maker. But then again, like I say, you know what? Scratch that. I can't even really say that because the way the music has shifted so much in this day and age, it's not even a formula no more. You could be an artist and have the connections. All you need is a beat maker. Now that I think about it, like I was about to take it somewhere else because I was referring to when I first started doing music, but looking at it now and then watching the artist and then still being a part of it and having to adapt to it, you know, I'm realizing as an artist, if I had to connect and they just waiting on the right song, I could care less if it's a beat maker or a producer because I got to connect.
Well, you actually told me right off the bat, the first thing you told me earlier is that the things that you're able to do for yourself now, you don't need either.
Yeah.
You know how to program a drum machine and play a keyboard. I saw you in the video making some music.
I ain't fluent with it, but I ain't fluent with it.
You don't have to be.
Yeah.
You just have to be able to get a general idea, and then get somebody that can play come in and listen to it and work it out for you. That's all you need. That's all you need to be able to do. But to be able to do that for yourself is important. And you also know a little. Well, I assume you know a little bit about the business, about contracts and about royalties and things. Once you are able to like start putting that whole ball of wax together for yourself, you're producing. You don't need a third party.
Exactly, you don't. But you know what? It's always good to have that third party because back to what you were saying, I can format certain little songs playing the keyboard and all that. But like I give you an example. Before you even walked in today, we was working. I said, "Yo, T, I got this sound. This is dope." I played it, but it wasn't what we was looking for. So I actually needed that third party to really make it sound what I was hearing. Because a lot of times you can hear something, but if you don't got the talent to really play it, it's just as good as a thought still. It's not nothing you can really act upon because it's like, this is dope. I hear it, but my fingers can't work that way. I hear what I want to play, but it just don't come out that way. And that happened to me plenty of times. And for not even just me, but for another artist, if you an artist, well, you know, for most artists, you don't want every track to sound the same. And most beat maker, producers, whatever you want to call them, they have their own select sound. Now, if you want to gauge into a broader audience, you're going to need to reach out to them third parties, beat makers or producers to bring in that variety because ultimately you want to build that brand. And if you're a street rapper, you don't just want the streets. You ultimately want the mainstream people in the suburbs and everybody else because let's be real, you want that bigger check. The street's only going to give you X amount of dollars, but you know if I can just get the right producer to make this with my street sound, it'll bring this element to the game that'll attract this fan base. You know what I'm saying? So it's what I guess the point I'm making is nowadays in music is no right or wrongs, which is a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing depending on the angle you're looking at it from.
I agree with you because all the rules that used to exist have been broken.
Right.
I mean, just looking at the origin of Soldier Boy.
Right.
And then just, you know, every time somebody thought they had the formula, he came in and did that. Now everybody's trying to do that formula.
Right.
So you've been involved with the business for quite a while. How long have you been involved?
This year, we was just talking about that too. This year will make 10 years I've been involved.
Okay.
You know, I started with Dynasty in 2007. I was doing music before that, like 2004, 14 years old.
What year was
but
that
it wasn't
that
serious.
we first
2007.
That's the year.
That was when we started Dynasty. So it might have been 2007, maybe 2008.
Okay. It's around that area.
But it was in that area. But I know I started music in 2007.
So let me tell you why. One of the reasons that I was hyped about interviewing you guys at that time. Everybody for that entire year that we had on the show talked about you guys being on one of their tracks.
That's wild.
I kept
That's amazing.
you guys did a lot of appearances on other people's projects. Tell me about
dope.
some of that.
That's what I didn't even hear you.
Tell me about some of that.
Honestly, you know,
how that happened. How you came to be. You guys came to be the ones to have on your.
To be honest, we was just young and hungry. We was hungry. It was like me and Stax. We started Dynasty, and when we first started, I say this to everybody. You know, it's not a bad thing. It's actually a great thing. T-Man, he still got sound lock, but at the time when we first came into the music, it was like 12, 15 of us.
It was a whole bunch of us.
It was a group of us. I'm talking about mad talent all over. And me and Stax looking at all these cats like, man, these niggas, I say nigga, right? These people is dope. I don't know where this is going. That's why I ain't want to, you know.
Hey,
okay.
Hey, this is street
Well,
girls.
all right, cool. Well, it was like me and Stax was looking like, yo, these niggas is dope. At the time, A.K. Reed was rocking with us. You know, we had Dunn, International Dre, Patience. A list of cats. And me and Stax we was at the bottom of the barrel. We new to it. So they like, yeah. And I respected the business side of it. He had a bunch of great artists. You looking at two athletes trying to do music now. So T was like, man, you know, he not really brushed us off, but he kind of was like, all right, let me get to my artist first, and then, you know, we'll see what we can do with y'all. But we was hungry. We was hungry. I'm talking about, we had a point to prove. You know what I'm saying? It was like, don't nobody respect us right now. So we about to, and then at that time, Lil Wayne was featuring on everybody records. He was jumping on everything inside. That was when I'm the fire man. And he was just all over the place. And we was like, yo, and it was dope because we wanted to be that person. Like, yo, we want to be on everybody records. But wasn't nobody respecting us. So we like, man, we gotta work. And around that time too, also, well, a couple years later, kind of fast forward, Travis Porter came out. And we just loved the energy. They was a group of three. We was a group of three. And it was like, yo, they the South Travie, but like, we looked up to Travie. So it was like, yo, we gonna be the North Travie. Right. We even try to reach out to them to try to do a mixtape to battle them to see which group was better. Of course, they didn't respond. But it was just, we was just hungry. And it was like anybody who was willing to give us a shot on their music, we took it because we had a point to prove.
I think the word energy is probably the
energy.
Highlight.
Yeah,
that's what they had. Definitely that energy.
When it was explained to me that once I saw you guys perform live, I would know why everybody wanted you to track it. Sure enough.
Yeah, and like I say, man, I give credit where it's due. We were Travis Porter fans. Like, definitely. We just seen how they performed, and it was just so
were
dope.
Independent too.
They were, and that's what we looked up to.
Well, the times I saw you perform, I can't think what the first one was. I think it was at Subsocial.
Throwback.
Or what was it? It was summer. Wherever it was, I couldn't just do this like I'm doing with the camera now. I had to handheld. Y'all were all over the place.
Man, and you know what? I'm be honest. Out of the crew, I was the more shyer one. I was more the one that just liked to be in the studio. I wasn't a big performer at first. I was just like, but I had two wild niggas next to me. I had Stax and Cody. Cody was the white boy dancer.
I was going to say, just call them niggas, but
Cody was the white boy
in the hip hop vernacular.
Yeah, like I had, you know, and me and Cody, I talk smack to him all the time. But what's good, my white nigga? You know, we brothers. You know, we can talk like that. Like
because before I met him with you guys, he was a member of some dance group.
Yeah, he was with Beyond the Limit.
Beyond the Limit. I saw them. Yeah. They were pretty amazing.
Yeah, they were awesome. They was amazing. And I don't really know what happened.
Stomp the Yard or something like that.
Yeah, they won a contest. And like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them boys too. But like,
all day.
I don't know what happened with them and Cody. I don't know what made him choose to just want to rap. But, excuse me, I known Cody since I was in like 3rd grade. You know what I'm saying? We went to freaking School 79 together. So when he told me he wanted to rap, I was like, all right, cool. We get you in a group and we just see what we can do. We ain't know if he could rap or not.
So what I appreciated about him was that he wasn't trying to live off the novelty of a white boy that can rap.
Yeah.
I swear, when I used to spend a lot of time in my studio as a producer, people were always bringing me white boys that can rap as if that's the thing that you make because of Eminem and I'm like, well, you know, I don't like that whole novelty of just a
Yeah.
white boy that can rap, because they got mouths, they can rap. Do anything we can do with our mouths, they can do with their mouths.
Exactly.
So it's not really a
the same
novelty.
thing. Right.
And
I mean-
since you saying that, I think honestly that's what helped us stand out, is because we all knew our place in the group. You know, we all was wild, but if you notice, I never tried to be the most wildest one in the crew in the crew on stage, because that wasn't my place. That was Stacks. He jumped off of he jumped off of every table known to man, every stage. He jumped in girls' lap like just mid-air. But that was his role. We knew that. We knew me and Cody wasn't about to do that. Cody was the dancer. He was the one that was gonna seduce you. I did it. Me, I was just strictly music. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was just me on stage, it would have been a boring show, because I wasn't running around like that. But because I had two great guys next to me, as a unit, it would look dope. You see what I'm saying? It was just how we looked at it as a unit.
Well, what was impressive about it, even further, is that I started watching other artists trying to emulate you.
See,
Wow.
and we wasn't even paying attention to that
I
part. We
ain't
was just
see
so
that either.
focused.
If I had the time to sit and let you sit and watch different
That's
clips
crazy.
that we shot, clips that we shot
Oh,
at
man.
what's that place that used to be called on Main and Allen right there, OHM,
OHM.
and different places. You see, there's a lot of Dynasty Boy alikes.
Dang. And see, we wasn't really paying attention to that, because our only focus was, how do we get to Travi? How do we get to Travis Porter? We want to let
That's what
them
they
know.
wanted, right.
Our main goal was, we want to let them know y'all got competition. But we couldn't get to them. We just couldn't get to them niggas. They was doing their own thing, and they wasn't thinking about us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how
They're
it
like-
was. But that was our main focus.
Well, would you do it if there's a group that's saying they can kill your career?
I mean, me being a competitor, I would. You know, I'm not afraid of no competition.
Of course,
feel what I'm
once
saying?
the money starts flowing, you ain't looking at
I mean,
somebody
if the money start flowing, I get it. But like, if a guy come to me right now and I'm making all this money, but I know he's a dope artist, he's trying to kill my career. I'm a businessman. It's like, nah, bruh, let's get this money together. Let's get it together.
Right.
Because if you honestly look at what's going on in the industry now, we're gonna use Soulja Boy, Chris Brown. I honestly don't believe they got beef with each other.
No, I mean,
But you know what?
It's business.
It's a check involved. That's why Tyson and Floyd got involved.
Why
We
you
know
think-
Floyd is a money man.
Floyd was
so
saying, let's get this money.
let's get this money. That's all he can. He wasn't really co-signing Soulja Boy. He just said,
He just kept
let's
saying,
get
let's
this
get
money.
this money.
So
go ahead.
it's one of them situations where it's like, not saying I would start up controversy or amp it on, but if a check is involved and I know, yo, this can work for the both of us, because at the end of the day, we all got
Well,
families to
controversy
feed.
always sells.
Huh?
Oh,
Controversy
Yeah,
always sells.
we always got. But if it was an
Always.
artist, like, to go back to your
But
question, if it was an artist,
to a point.
yeah, if it was an artist trying to gun for me, trying to end my career, I'ma holler at him, yo, bruh. I'm not afraid to give credit where it's due. A lot of these rappers got too much pride. I'm not. Man, listen, you dope, bruh. I want to work. Let's do some work, bro. Instead of gunning for me, it's because I'm in a better position. Let's work together and let me help you get here. Then if you want to try to take my spot, cool, I'm out for a competition. But I see money in the situation, so instead of battling you and trying to defame your name, let's get it together, because I know you got a family to feed too. That's the only reason why you gunning for me. You're not gunning for me because you don't like me, because you don't know me. You gunning for me because you want where I'm at. So before I start this beef with you, let's try to get it together. Now, if we can't get it together, then however it play out. But the point I'm making is, I would first be like, hey, I see what y'all doing. Our only situation with Travi was we wasn't making enough noise for them to see it. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe if they would have seen it, they'd be like, yo, them niggas up north is dope. Let's do
Where
something.
they from?
They from South. They from Atlanta. So they be like, yo, them niggas up north is dope. Let's do something.
Don't tell them where they're actually from.
Yeah, I don't know exactly in Atlanta where they from. I just know they from
No.
Atlanta.
No, it's actually the world where they're from. Atlanta is the new mecca for music, like New York City used to be.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? It was just one of them situations where we was gunning for them, but we wasn't gunning to end their career. We was just letting them know, bro, we trying to get it like y'all. We look up to y'all. Y'all independent label. Y'all don't got a major label. Well, now they probably do, but y'all don't have a major label back then screwing y'all over. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, we from Buffalo. We all know it ain't a lot that come out of Buffalo musically. Lately, it's been slowly happening, but before that, back then, you know it, it wasn't really success rate coming out of Buffalo.
Not
For the hip hop world.
Not
You know, we know this is a place for rock bands and stuff. We know that. It is a music market.
And some R&B.
Yeah, but not hip hop.
Yeah,
you know?
the only hip hop that made it nationally was, and it was just a song. I can even call them one hit wonders. With that you got to live and learn.
That's my joint.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's,
Versus.
well, actually, Kid Cole, they had, I forgot the name of the crew he used to be with. It was the Montana crew, I think it was. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was, but anyway, he had a song. It ain't nothing like hip hop music.
It wasn't like
that was back years. So it's like time between.
It's time, and it's not consistent enough to be respected. When people, I mean, because now God is blessing me to be in a better position to where I'm starting to hear from people in other areas. And the one thing, and like I said, the one thing people say about that is Buffalo. Y'all rap up there? Like, they look at New York. And it's just a true fact. It's a true fact. They don't look at Buffalo for anything. Not for good sports, and I hate to say it, but not for good sports, not for hip-hop music, and not glorifying it, but not even for crime. They like, y'all ain't committing no murders in Buffalo. Y'all the country. Y'all not doing nothing up there. But because we live here, we know, okay, it's a little hectic, you know. It may not be like Compton hectic, but it's a little hectic. But to the outside world, Buffalo don't exist, especially in the music world. Slowly, people starting to look here because you got cats like West Side Gun. You got Conway. You got, Kadir Latif, who starting to make the names to where they like, oh, well, let me, now you may got a couple A&Rs that might be like, I'm not going to let my presence be known, but let me look into that Buffalo region because it looked like they got something there that the rest of the industry don't know about. So let me be the first to jump up on it. You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, but back then, when we was doing it, niggas wasn't looking at Buffalo.
Well, there's some people that's listening to this that might disagree with me, but I think the major reason for that has been lack of access to studios. Before you were able to have this equipment in your house, like I remember years ago, back in the late '80s, early '90s, the Cakewalk software was the shit. That everybody's about Pro Tools. It used to be Cakewalk.
I had Cakewalk 1.
And
Plasma.
But if you had it back then, you paid a few $1,000s for it.
Yeah.
And the cost of this stuff is what was making it to go to. Like if you go to New York or Atlanta or Los Angeles, there are thousands of studios like this.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, here now there are too, because they found the people the manufacturers found out they make more money selling the stuff
like us,
through the Guitar Center and
multiple
and
people
any
that
places.
want to have that studio.
Yeah. So make it affordable, but not just that, not crazy, but where they could, take a couple of paychecks and put a down
And do
payment.
what they got to do. And there's a lot of musicians, there's a lot of musicians and artists out there that want this. And some of them buy it, but they don't want to, they just buy it just because they see somebody else with it, And it's hard for them to sit there and say, oh, I'm an engineer, because they can put out they can have the top quality or top anything here in the studios, top studios, and don't know how to use it. You know what I mean? But the industry, the people that sell this stuff don't care. Hey, have it. That's how it is.
So let me ask you this: how I hate to keep going back to your them Dynasty Boys days.
Nah, I ain't mad at it.
That's all I know about you.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna dig myself out of it by asking you this: how did being in that group and the experience you had with that help you learn more about the business? And I mean, did you have any close encounters with contracts at that time?
Yeah, we went to music conferences. We shout out to Cali Cody too, because before Cody joined the group, honestly, and Stacks will tell you this, me and him were just doing it for the women. It was like, yo, we gonna do it for the girls. We want the girls involved. We was just like, we gonna do it.
Did you get that out of it?
Yeah, that was all right, but not to really touch too much on that topic. But
just in general.
Yeah, just general, But He know because we used to be crashing at his crib a lot. But nah, but back to the topic though. When Cody joined the crew, he was like, "Yo, boy's dope, man, but we gotta get out more. You know, we gotta get out more." Before Cody joined the crew, I never really traveled. I was Buffalo, I never really went nowhere. You know, I didn't know outside that. So we traveled to Virginia. That was just a trip. We ain't go to nothing there. He like, Ferg, I gotta get y'all boys out of Buffalo. I gotta show y'all what the world is like. Man, on the way to Virginia, I'm looking at the trees. I'm like, yo, this is dope. He like, bro, we ain't looking at nothing. But I never been out of Buffalo. Long story short, fast forwarded, we went to a music conference in Atlanta, and then we went to another music conference in Charlotte. And
it's invigorating.
I forgot the name of the conference, but one of the guys that was running it, his name was Tony Baraka. And he was in charge of some kind of magazine. But they taught us, we learned a lot of the business through the conferences, you know. I also learned business through him too, because, you know, he had show me little stuff. He would tell me little stuff like, Ferg, before you put music out, you got to copyright it. You know, and he'd say, well, this is copyright. But through the conference, we learned a lot of the business through them. Like, we went to hand one guy our CD. I don't even know where he was from. He was some industry rep. I don't know for what label or what. We just hand him our CD. We trying to be heard. We young, we hungry. Like, yo. He was like, oh, okay, y'all rap? We was like, yeah. Taught us little lessons that meant so much, though. So he opened up the CD cover. He took the case out. He took the CD cover out of the case, balled it up in front of us, and threw it on the ground.
He kept the case.
And we looked at him. He was like, yeah. So, what's your name again? We was like, we them Dynasty Boys. He's like, cool. So I'm going to listen to this. If I like it, how I'm going to reach y'all? We was like, yeah, well, it was on that card you just threw out. He said, people lose cards and CD cases all the time. But if I hear this CD and I like it, how can I reach y'all? We stuck. We like, bro. We thinking, bro, you just disrespected us. You just threw our case, you threw our CD cover on the ground. Like, what you mean? How can you reach us? Then he told us. He was like, here, get his back. Somebody get these young men a marker. He said, write your contact info on the CD. That way, if an A&R do hear and they like it, you know, we don't keep up with CD cases and covers. We don't care about that.
Nobody
if we like the music.
Everybody has you probably somewhere got a stack of CDs on an old empty spindle that you.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, he like, if we like it, we don't care about the
Okay.
cases and all that. He said, we don't care about that. If we like it, we could pull that CD out, look, and see the contact and say, okay, let me call this number. This is how I reached him. One lesson we learned. So now we realize, okay, it's good to be professional, but if you can't be professional, if you're an artist just starting out, you ain't got the money to print up 1,000 professional cases, jewel wrapped and all that, at least write your info on the CD. You know, one lesson we learned. Another joint, we as a panel of judges sitting there. You know, we class clowns. You know, well, they class clowns, but because I'm a part of it, we all just consider clowns. So we sitting there, we goofing around. We think we the stuff because everybody who heard us, now we went back to the hotel, wrote on our music, our CDs, gave it to everybody. They love it. So the next day, they're like, hey, Dynasty. We like, yo, the industry rocking with us. You hear them calling us Dynasty. So we sending the audience panel. They got the judge up there. Back then, the Sunny Digital was one of the joints. They just came out with Racks on Racks. And he was one of the panels up there. But some lady looked at us. She was like, I like y'all. Y'all got energy. What's your name? We was like, we them Dynasty Boys. We said it confident. We them Dynasty Boys. She was like, okay, cool. That's nice. That's nice. She was like, what is y'all rappers? We was like, yeah, we rappers. You know, we talk. We rappers. She was like, no. Y'all want to be artists. Y'all don't want to be rappers. She was like, rappers, it limits y'all. Rappers is not an attractive word. You're an artist. You create. You're not just a rapper. And we look like, damn. Now, these are just little lessons we learning, but it's helping us for the overall business perspective.
Because perspective is everything.
Yeah.
When you mentioned about your CD, it used to be cassettes.
Mm-hmm.
When people tell you got to have your demo. People were always throwing their demos, their cassettes. And every producer had what was called a bulk eraser. You know what a bulk eraser is?
What's that?
It's, you know, a cassette tape is the way it's made. Is that there's metal piece filings on the tape,
Yeah.
and the machine arranges them somehow so that you'll hear the music.
Yeah.
The bulk eraser erases.
Oh.
If I have to put it in the thing, erase, you just rub the whole tape across there, and everything on the tape is gone. And now they have another a free blank cassette tape to throw the rest of them. So when they need cassettes, they can just go and get one. And especially if you put your demo on the good brand like the Memorettes or the really popular brands, they love that. Bulky Race it. I mean, they might listen to it, but you know, how many seconds do you think someone listens to?
Oh, 15 to 30 at
15
the
or
most.
30.
At the most.
That's if they fell asleep.
Yeah, that's how I said at the most.
Yeah, well, I've been
You feel
in
what I'm
conferences where they just push a button. There go. No,
Yeah.
no, I don't like it. I've been in conferences when like people did that. I'm like,
And see, at the conferences we went to, that's exactly what they was telling us. They said you have 15 to 30 seconds at the most to get an A&R attention. At the most.
I've been.
They say at the
there,
most
man.
they give you 30 seconds of their time.
Now you've also hit on something. Let's just say A&R that kind of plays in with what you said earlier. The way that it used to be, is the way people used to be discovered is you had to play at the right club, because record labels would send A&R guys out in search of artists.
Yeah.
Well, since they started mailing demos to them, they don't gotta go out anymore. They can sit in their office and
Right.
whatever package looks interesting to them, they might listen to that tape.
Yeah.
But, I mean, then they start getting thousands of fucking demo tapes and stuff. But the A&R's job, it stands for artists and repertoire. They're basically the handlers for the label.
Yeah.
But as an independent artist, in addition to being your own producer, you're also your own A&R.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fancy sounding title that used to really mean something, and they still have them, but it doesn't mean as much as it used to, because you can get into the business without having some dude drag you around by the hand saying,
Right.
"This is what you're gonna do next."
Yeah. I
Due to
agree.
the internet, that's a powerful tool.
I agree. Yeah, man. And that's what's so amazing about this day and age of music. You know what I do like about it? And it's gonna sound funny, but I love the fact that you could be free. You know?
By
When I say
free.
free, I mean like back to what I said a few minutes ago. It's no rules to this game, not even to a format of how a song is made. You know,
Right.
it's no rules, because you got some people who coming out with singles where it's not even a hook, it's just a verse. And then you got some people who rap 4-bar verse, and then the next bar be 12 bars after the hook, and then the other joint be a 2-bar bridge, and that's the song. Like,
Right.
it's not 3/16 no more with a hook, and you know what I'm saying? It's not that no more. Matter of fact, a lot of people attention span is short. So most people only doing 2 verses now, a song. You feel what I'm saying? I just love the fact that, at least musically, you can be very creative. And even to a certain extent business-wise, if you're not under a certain contract. You know? Especially with the way of the internet, it makes it so much better. It's a gift and it's a curse. It's a curse because everybody can use it, so it's saturated. So now you got to try harder to get listeners. Because people looking at you like, why should I listen to you when I just heard 50 other artists who suck? You gonna be number 51. I can't waste no more time on y'all. I got my life to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta convince them that no, I'm not 51. I'm actually the first one that sound dope. And you have to figure out a creative way to convince them that. You know what I'm saying? But the way the internet work now, I love it because, like you say, you don't got to do what L. Cool J did and walk in there and they say, no, we done with auditions, and you push a boombox and rap anyways, hoping somebody say, okay. In other words, you don't have to hope for people to give you a platform no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
You
it's
can
a lot of
reach
independent
you can
artists.
reach as many as people as they can.
It's a lot of independent artists who get picked up by labels, not because the labels was interested in them, but because the labels seen them as a threat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he signed anybody, but I'm going to just throw his name out there because he was one of the biggest independent artists in the last few years, Macklemore. You know?
I've heard that name.
Very big independent. He won awards as an independent artist.
Right.
So the labels, they might have been interested, but they said, yo, he's doing everything we're doing. With our majors, he's doing it independently thanks to the internet. He don't got to worry about us distributing his music through Walmart and stuff no more because people going on iTunes and buying his stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the good thing about the internet is it give everyone that hope of I don't care if a label never pick me up. I just have to make sure my business in order and gain them fans to live off of this music. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a label to write you checks no more. As long as you can get to the fans and they support what you're doing, you can still live off of music.
Now that thing, the label and competition, that's really not a new phenomenon.
Yeah.
They've always, a lot of the one-hit wonders you heard before were one-hit wonders because the record label they heard that song, liked that one hit, signed them for that, and signed them for that, and own their entire catalog just for that one song.
Yeah.
And it might have been that already had a previously existing contract on Arista Records. And they were just about they've been working on your project. They're going to release it. Then he comes out with something, and is that doesn't sound like it, but is a similar type artist. The kind that if somebody liked you, that means they like him too, because his whole aura is similar.
Right.
So not to take a chance on him coming out and hurting your record sales. They'll sign you to a record label, a recording contract rather, put you in a drawer until they finish with the project that they.
And then now he got this. I mean, now I got the sound, and he's just in that drawer until
they can't do nothing.
That's how it goes. That's that business.
And that's what's so amazing.
That's the part of the business.
That's what's so amazing about being independent. Like each come with a gift and a curse, pro and a con.
But what are some of the cons?
Some of the cons to being what? Signed or independent?
Being independent.
Lack of finance. That's a big con. Because if you don't got the right finances, you can't put your music in the right platforms.
But what are some of the things that in your estimation or in your experience you come across that wow, I need a little more money or I need a lot of money to do?
PR firm.
Yes.
Public relations, to even get your stuff on the mainstream radios. You got a hit record, the world rock with it, but you don't have the money. Radio stations not saying, yo, you nice, we gonna play your record for free because you nice. They're like, bro, we gotta get paid. Like, you nice, but
the radio stations have to pay to play it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
you gotta
that's
get everything.
All the more reason for them not to just have to pay you.
My point exactly, but not even counting that fact. I'm to keep it at the basics. If I'm a radio station and he an artist, but he nice, but I got a son at home that needs some food on the table, I'm not gonna say, yo, you nice, so I'm gonna play your record. It's like, nah, bro, pay me. You want your record played? I'm gonna work something under the table with you.
I would say,
give me $1,500.
What you're talking about is payola, which is illegal.
Yeah. But this is the industry.
It happens.
That's the way it works.
Exactly. But this is the industry. It's like, hey, listen, I ain't supposed to do this, but I run a radio show, Hot 97, between 2 and 4. You want your stuff played? I'll play it, but give me $1,500 because I got a baby at home that needs something. Like you say, it's illegal, but this is the business. It's a lot of stuff illegal.
Let me rephrase it. It's only illegal if you get caught.
If you get caught, but the point of it's not morally right. You feel what I'm saying? This is the business. So it's one of them situations. A con to being independent is lack of finance. Not in even a better way. Yo, I'm dope. Buffalo is not a hip hop music market. I know they'll love me in Miami, but life hit me, man. I got these bills to pay, and yes, I would love to sacrifice and not pay these bills to take that trip to Miami, but it ain't just me, because as a human being I made mistakes, and now I got kids and I got a wife and I got whatever at home who's dependent on daddy to come back with that 9-to-5 check. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if it was just me, hey, I deal with the landlord later, I'm gonna go take this chance, but it ain't just about me. It's about them, and I can't afford to go out here and still make these payments.
So you have a family?
Yeah. Well, I actually got a son on the way, Okay. So yeah, my little junior
I did see that post.
Yeah, I actually got a son. My first son, I actually got him on the way. But I'm just speaking, in general, that's one of the cons. That's a big con. Me, I'm 26.
How does it make you feel?
How does it make me feel to have a kid at 26?
You get ready to be no, you get ready to be
I feel amazing.
That to me is a negative aspect.
Yeah.
You get ready to be a father.
I thought that's what he was saying. How does it make you feel to have a kid? Like finally wait till you're 26? Because that's what most people say. I'm glad you waited. Me, honestly, it's amazing.
Just the miracle of the fact.
It's amazing. Like
the journey you're ready to go on.
Oh yeah.
One word to sum it up: amazing. You know, I hear a lot of people all the time tell me, "Oh, you should focus on this. You should," and it's like the same people that's telling me, "Oh, I wouldn't have a kid just yet." Is y'all popping babies left and right? I can't take your advice because you don't even follow your own advice. You feel what I'm saying? And me, I'm really one of them type of people. I live my life the way I want to live it. You know, if you don't like it, then hey,
it work out for you. Doesn't mean it'll work for me.
My point exactly. But you know, you got a lot of people who would do stuff to please others. I used to be that guy. I grew out of it. I realized the more I please you, the more miserable I am.
What made you grow out? What's like a primary thing that made you grow out of that?
The more I please you, the more miserable I am.
Okay.
If I do, you know, and to just keep it that general, it's in a general respect. Okay, for example, I was always told, Terrence, you should go to college. I wanted to go to college, but you know, school really wasn't for me. You know, and I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't. It really wasn't for me. Yes, you could learn a lot of stuff at school, but my motto was always, oh, they say go to school, get an education, and get a good job. But they never say go to school, learn what you need to run your own business. They don't say that. So to me...
They do, just not to us.
Yeah, exactly. Not to us. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They don't say that. So like you say, to us, we don't hear that. All we hear is go to school, get a good job. Well, Mom, I don't want a good job. I want to run my own business. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I always thought. You know what I'm saying? So people say go to college. If I would have went to college, I wouldn't be doing this music. Therefore, I would have been making people happy, but I would have been miserable because it just wasn't for me. I'm not saying it ain't for everybody. It just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? And it like, but back to the other thing you were saying, as far as the cons, it's a ton of cons. You know, the first con is financial. You know, as an independent artist, it sucks.
That's a big con.
You know, the second con is because it's so saturated, it's hard to build a fan base in this day and age, unless you just over the top different. I'm not going to use the word weird because some people is cool in their own way.
I was about to panic.
Unless, you know, some people cool in their own way, but just being over the top different. You know what I'm saying? I realize in this day and age, sad to say, it's not really about talent. Talent helps, though. It helps. And I'm a witness to that. It does help. If you can make a great record, your music can push itself. I can witness to that. But at the same time, it's a popularity contest. The more popular you are, the more people want to give you interviews, the more people want to sign you to their label, the more endorsements or whatever else that comes with it is going to come your way when you're popular. You know what I'm saying? But if you dope, but you don't got the fan base, the buzz, or the popularity, and don't nobody know you, you don't exist, you're not going to get anything, but you're dope. You deserve it. But because people don't know you exist because of your popularity level is so low, you don't get that shot.
I mean, look at the elections just happened.
Right.
Exactly.
That was a complete popularity contest.
That's all
The
it was.
issues didn't matter. Who was more popular?
Yeah, because he didn't speak on anything. He spoke on a lot of things, but it was a lot of jibber jabber. He never really gave you a solution to the questions you was asking for.
Or nuke them all.
He kind of beat around the questions.
No, well, he asked them directly. We're gonna be rich.
Yeah.
How? We're gonna be so rich. You're not gonna worry about how.
Don't worry about it.
Exactly. It's like I get that, but I need a blueprint. I need a game plan because, well, at least for me, I need a game plan. But you're not giving it to me.
We ain't gonna be rich.
But like you say,
wall.
popularity. He was on The Apprentice. You know what I'm saying? He was on a major show that people recognized him from, which said, you know what? Obama didn't do this, or Bush, or I don't care, whoever didn't do this. We're going to go with Donald Trump because he's straightforward and we want to see our enemy to our face. So you put him in the highest position.
People put make America great again to a whole nother level. That's basically what that was. Let's make America great again. To me, I love my country. I love where I was, but America wasn't built on being great. A lot of people died to make America the way it is nowadays. In all different cultures, whatever it was, but they died to make this place the way it is now.
True.
You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this. With that in mind,
If I was president, what would... No.
with that in mind, about you saying that talent is not the 100% part in popularity. Do you perceive yourself to be talented?
Oh, definitely, and that's why I said I'm a witness to my music speaking for itself, because I currently have a song on Pandora, Keep Pushing.
Yeah.
You know, that song I did 3 years ago, probably almost 4, but I did it a while ago, and at the time I wasn't as popular, or I wasn't even making the right moves, business moves. Long story short, song got on Pandora, and it spoke for itself. If you go back on my timeline on any social media, the only promotion I did for Keep Pushing was updating people with the new numbers. You know what I'm saying? It's, oh, views at 150,000. Oh, it's at 175. But I wasn't saying, hey, everybody check out my new video. But the music was speaking for itself. People heard it on Pandora. They went to YouTube because they love what they heard. I even got fan letters. If you go on YouTube and look at the comments, hey, we heard this on Pandora. We love it. We love it. So, yes, I believe I have talent because my music was speaking for itself. I'm not popular. I don't feel I'm popular. Maybe locally, but worldwide I'm not. But I was getting letters all around the country. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not considered a mainstream artist, but yet people around the country is writing me letters telling me how my music impacted their life.
You've done some features overseas, though.
I've done some features, but I don't feel I'm a
No,
T.I. or a Drake popular. You know?
You're there, though.
Your name's not a household word yet.
Yeah, it's not a household
That's
name.
basically
So
exactly.
to me, I'm not really popular. My song ain't on the top Billboard. I know what you're saying, though.
Well,
My
you've
song
done
ain't
features overseas.
Yeah.
It got to the people overseas.
exactly. You know it, but it's one of them things where it's like, if I put out a CD and T.I. put out a CD right now, he gonna sell way more records than me. He's more popular than I am.
Quick.
He's more popular than I am. Now, I could probably be more talented than he is. Who knows? But I'm just saying he's more popular. You feel what I'm saying? But to answer your question, yeah, I believe my music do speak for itself.
So, I'm gonna cut in at this point, and I haven't heard anything new in a while. I know you're here working some new things. Let me hear something new that you're working on.
Okay. You wanna play something real quick? We can play something. We can bring something up. I actually just dropped a new single called "Pray for My City" featuring Kadir Latif. He just signed the Rough Riders.
Okay.
It actually just went on World Star about a week and a half ago.
You
2
wrote
weeks.
it? He wrote it?
I wrote it. I wrote the song. He featured on it.
Okay.
So he wrote his own verse, but I wrote it. And it's a dope record.
Just people that know, it's Q Boogie, right?
As who?
Is this Kadir
Kadir Latif. I don't really know him as nothing else. He might be Q Boogie. I don't know.
is hold on.
I never knew him as that, but yeah, he go by Q Boogie. Oh, well, next time I talk to him, what up, Q Boogie? See what he say.
Well, some people might know him as Q Boogie, some people might know him as Kadir.
Yeah.
Like there might be people saying, "Oh, that's his real name."
Next time I see him, yo, Q Boogie, yo, Ferg, where you hear that name? Hey, listen, man.
All right,
I heard it through the grapevine.
Oh, you know how long ago?
I heard it through the grapevine.
Yeah, but it's a track called "Pray for My City." It went on World Star. You know, people was going crazy over it. It's one of them records where I felt like a lot of artists is afraid to talk about their hometown because we're not noticed, you know, from the mass majority. So it's like, yeah, it's violence going on in your town, but it's also violence going on in my town. The song, to clarify it, it's not about just pray for my city. Wherever city you in, let's pray for it. Pray for my city. That's why I named it that. Well, we got the record right here. I'll play for you.
And then you gonna play the music and you spit live.
Yeah, I rap it. I rap it out loud.
That works. Who made this music?
This beat actually, speaking of it, we found it on the internet and bought the exclusives. Yeah, because it wasn't even supposed to, I'm going to give you a little Jew. I wasn't supposed to put this on the album. This was just a track I was doing, but because it came out so dope that we was like, you know what? This got to go on the album. Let's get the rights. You know what I'm saying? So we had to go back to the guy, contact him, and get the beat. But this how my verse go. It'd be like, hey, I'm from the land of the forgotten. Ranked worst city in the state of New York, and niggas love that it's rotten. They say that's why we poppin'. What I don't understand is why negativity seem to be the only option. I ride through my city streets trying to find a little peace. All I see is nothing but crime in my city streets. Little niggas got too much pride in my city streets, where they'd do anything to survive in these gritty streets. Everyone is towing heat. People is afraid to sleep cause Afghanistan got us looking like the Middle East. All I hear is gunshots, gunshots. Found out somebody died, they got hit with one shot. Wrong target, victim got hit by a straight bullet. Crazy how when you doing good you get your life taken. My city getting bad, man, everybody blacking out. Look up in the sky and see a black cloud. Please pray for my city. And it's my boy Sly on the hook. He a label mate of mine from Firehouse. And it's 2 verses like we was talking about earlier. Kader Latif come next, hook come on, you know what I'm saying? And that's the song pretty much. The album got 3 verses, but we gonna say the 3rd verse for the album.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's and that's how my verse started off, you know what I'm saying, for this. Like I say, people mind span is short. The attention span is short. So we threw 2 verses on there, let Slide do the hook, and that's the song, at least for the single.
Right.
Now, if you more into lyrics and you really rocking with it, the album got an extended version. Where's the 3rd verse? I ain't gonna rap all of it for you, but I'll rap a little bit for you. I said, willing to go against the grain just to see some change. Cause the way that we live it, we can't remain the same. You know what's crazy when little kids could tell you all about the gang life, but they could barely spell their own name. That got me worried inside because I finally got a seed on the way and I refuse to see it die. Refuse to see it gunned down by these gangs in the streets or that professional gang known as police. Real talk. And that's the part that got me aggravated. It's hard to stop the cycle when everybody's seeking retaliation. And I don't knock you for it. I do understand. But that's the response they want to put us under, man. Under the jails, under the streets, black on black crime, we all still lose the police. Whether you drive or you walk, man, it really ain't a safe route. Lord, if you hear me, I'm asking you for a way out. Lord, I know you hear me, I really just need a way out. Forget nighttime, it ain't safe when it's day out. Even in broad day, it ain't safe cause day out. Protect and serve my ass, they just want us all to fade out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it at that, I ain't gonna rap the rest of it, but... You know, the 3rd verse extended. People gonna like it.
This is from the song we're singing?
Pray for my city.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hot. So where is that going to be available?
Right now, we got it available on firehouse.com, firehousent.com.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be going on iTunes, but you know they got the 3-4 week waiting period or something like that.
Right.
So
Okay.
it should be on iTunes within the next few days. It'll be available there. And then it's actually going to be available tonight at T-Ferg.com, my website.
Okay. I want to thank you for sitting down and talking, for inviting me to the studio
Man,
as well.
Appreciate you, bro, for real.
I got so much more to say, so we're gonna end this. If you want to hear the rest of it, you're gonna have to tune in next week.
Tune in, people.
So
Tune in.
Cuz, you got that money, cuz? Oh, come on, footprint, man. Music now. In the building, definitely. All day. Hold on, it's all there? Come on, alright, okay. I know you big brizzy. I know you big brizzy and everything, cuz.
I hope that music level right.
Yeah, with the music. I got the music right here, baby. I got you right here.
I was gonna say you should have sent it to me.
Cuz, I'm Kid Cole, cuz. I don't do MP3s. These full-blown waves.
Oh, man.
Not full-blown apes.
Alright,
wake up, baby, I will take ya. You brighten my day up, girl, I like you straight. Thinking to myself, I hope she's single. Approach, what up, brown skin? I'm John O, the freshest in the town, and I'm digging your shape and your Darion style. And you rocking with the best. She said, I like how that sounded. Told me your name, couldn't tell you if I guessed it. All I remember, she was cold in the measurements. Soft booty had me rock.